quick here. Samhain is an ancient pagan European holy day. So Samhain it's calculated astrologically. So usually what we acknowledge as Samhain is October the 31st, Halloween. So Halloween was appropriated by Christianity. It was such a popular holiday before Christianity that when a Christian church started coming in and doing what they felt they needed to do to dominate Europe, they knew they couldn't throw the old holy days out. So they started appropriating them. So they called November 1st All Saints Day, and then October 31st was All Hallows Eve. So the meaning really got lost. So, but really, Samhain is it's basically the old pagan polytheistic New Year's festival, because really this time of the year is the end of one year and the beginning of the next. So this was marked by the basically the end of the agricultural season. So most of the hard work is done at this point in an agricultural society. There's still some work to do during the winter, but it's the slow time. So that's why the year ends at this time of the year, and then it resets. We go through winter. Nature basically incubates, and then it springs forth again in early February. Actually, the first day of spring is around or just after the 1st of February. So yes, Samhain was it's calculated astrologically. So there's actually a Samhain season. It is in between. It starts with a lunar event, ends with a solar. So first day of Samhain is and this is calculated with Western astrology, because with Western astrology, it's basically seasonal astrology. Even though the 12 signs of the zodiac are in actuality, they're shifting on the horizon. Western astrology doesn't track that. It just tracks the seasonal movement of the sun, the moon, and the planets. So, how you calculate this is the first day of Samhain is the Scorpio new moon, according to Tropical Western. And then the end of it is when the sun reaches 15 degrees Scorpio. So it's what? It's almost 2 weeks. It's about a 2-week season. It's just like an eclipse season. Good amount of overlap this year between the eclipse season and Samhain. So what the heck is Samhain all about? Samhain being marked by Scorpio. Scorpio it's like the door to the underworld. So one of the ways that the underworld was looked at for many years, it wasn't a place of torment or torture. You didn't go there because you were punished. Souls would go there because they had things to work out from life, from their earthly life. So when in this sort of Scorpio season, it's a time when we can basically communicate with our ancestors and even, maybe help the ones who are in that underworld place. They haven't moved on to the more celestial heavenly realms. They're still resolving things. And even the ones who have, sort of gained spiritual immortality and become celestial beings. It's easier to communicate with them, and not just your biological ancestors, but people who've come before you who celebrate the same spiritual traditions and are from the same ethnic traditions. So, but it could just be any, human who basically gained immortality by just going for it in life, embracing the truth, embracing their true soul identity. So it's the time when we can communicate with those who have gone before us. So a very important time of the year here. Because there's all this overlap with with the eclipse season this year, I think the ancestors, our ancestors, those who have gone before us, I think they're stirring in order to help us to rebalance the world because the world is way the fuck out of balance. We're ruled by abusive, psychopathic narcissists. And most of us don't see a problem. We don't see our so-called leaders for what they are. So we're going to get some wake-up calls during this Samhain season and eclipse season. So it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. I'll make a longer video about Samhain before that season ends. So yeah, this year, lunar Samhain, that Scorpio new moon was on the 25th of October, also on a solar eclipse. Big ass deal. Solar eclipses and new moons always coincide. So that was a big deal. It was a K2 eclipse about taking things away, about removing illusions. And then solar Samhain will be on November the 7th. So day before the full moon, day before the lunar eclipse. So yeah, big overlap this year. This is a big Samhain. I look at this, an analogy I like to draw. It's like when Aragorn summons the army of the dead in the Lord of the Rings to help defeat Sauron's army as they're trying to, destroy Minas Tirith, which is like the last stronghold for humanity. And believe me, our so-called leaders in this world are trying to flatten the strongholds of humanity. So we need to wake up and just not cooperate. We don't need to do anything violent. We don't need to kill anyone. We don't need to destroy anything. We just need to not fucking cooperate and play their narcissistic games, because the people ruling our world absolutely hate themselves. And they've been teaching us to hate ourselves for generations and not think we're good enough and worthy. They're trying to drag us away from, well, not even drag us away. They're trying to teach us how to fool ourselves into not seeing our own spiritual authority and our real value as conscious beings. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, and I'll make a longer video for Samhain. So, have a nice one. Thanks for tuning in.